My name is Colonel Marty Stallone, and I'm the New York State Air Surgeon. I've been in the New York Air National Guard for over 20 years, and I've been a flight surgeon at 3 of the New York wings. With that, I want to thank you all for your service. I appreciate and admire what you do for New York, the National Guard, and our country. In my role as a physician leader in both the military and in civilian roles, I often give my opinion about medical topics based on the best scientific evidence available. I do this as a flight surgeon, but also as a board-certified internist and the leader of a New York health system. Today, I want to talk with you about the COVID vaccine and why I feel strongly you should receive it. I've personally reviewed the scientific papers that describe the clinical trials that were done to study the COVID vaccine before it was approved. I've also seen the protective effect of the COVID vaccine in action. With respect to the data, studies looked at thousands of volunteers who received the vaccine, and at the same time, they looked at thousands of volunteers who received placebo, which is basically a blank. The two groups of participants were followed over many months to understand their relative chances of contracting COVID, and they were also watched for any side effects. This was done for both the Moderna and the Pfizer products, and this is the approach by which any vaccine would be studied in the US. So what were the results? Both vaccines were highly effective, specifically 95% effective. This means 20 times fewer COVID infections happened in the vaccinated group. Plus, there were virtually no important side effects among those who received the vaccine. Importantly, there was a drastically lower number of severe COVID infections in the vaccine group. This is excellent evidence the vaccine is safe and effective, and I've also seen it work. Doctors in my hospital who received the immunization were the only members of their family not to get COVID after other members became ill. So here we are, with American scientists and doctors bringing an amazing tool to the table, and now it's your turn to receive the vaccine because it is voluntary. I know that many of you may be reluctant, as there's a lot of misinformation out there, but this is why I want to lend my opinion and ask for your help. COVID-19 is a horrible disease, and we're all at some risk. But more important than us, we're potential spreaders to people who are vulnerable. As I speak, 400,000 Americans have died from COVID, and it won't be long before more Americans have died from COVID than died in World War II. Certainly, more will follow without mass immunization. We all play a role in the fight against COVID when we receive the vaccine. We're a community that understands the concept of service and teamwork. I respectfully ask that you consider receiving the COVID vaccine through those lenses. If you have questions, and it's reasonable if you do, I know your medical groups and public health sections are willing to field those questions and talk with you more about this. Of course, you can also talk with your primary care physician. And once again, I thank you for your time and your service.